Welcome, everybody, to the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Variety Talk Show series. I hope your day is going well and you guys are smiling, because if you're not, we've got an extraordinary guest who's joining us from her beautiful home in Connecticut, the incomparable Joanna Gleason. Now, you know her from so many incredible television shows, films, Broadway stage productions, and so much more. We are so honored to have the Tony Award-winning actress and singer joining us from her home in Connecticut. I want to tell you a little bit about her. First, we welcome everybody who is watching from all around the world, our lovely audience, as we call it. Those are the folks who watch all the time. They have been supporting the series. They've been watching. We've done close to, I think it's about 700 episodes of the Jim Masters Show Live, with guests coming in from Broadway, Hollywood, television, film, music, stage, culinary arts, sports, comedy, and so much more. We thank you for your viewership, your loyalty, all the beautiful comments, all the support for what we're doing here, which is kind of like a television series, you know, on the internet. You guys know I work in television, radio, stage, and film, and it's been just really so beautiful. And we had our big 2-year anniversary show just a couple days ago, and it was extraordinary. If you missed it, you can see it here on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. We invite you to subscribe to the channel. It's Jim Masters TV. We would love it if you could do that as well. And don't forget to click the notification bell so you never miss any of our fantastic episodes. And also, if you enjoyed this episode, leave a comment for us on the YouTube channel and give us a very hearty thumbs up. Welcome, everybody. Really beautiful to have you here, and also beautiful to have Joanna here as well. I want to tell you a little bit about her extraordinary background. Again, I probably don't even need to tell you guys this. I know you're big fans like me of her extraordinary work. Tony Award-winning Joanna Gleason is returning to Feinstein's 54 Below in New York City with her acclaimed show, Out of the Eclipse. She brings us through the dark times since we last saw her and into the light. Funny, moving, and deeply personal, Out of the Eclipse is a look back at her extraordinary parents' lives. Now, if you were not aware, her parents, Marilyn and Monty Hall. Yes. Now you're probably saying, wait a minute, I've heard that name Monty Hall before. Yes, you have. I'm talking about the television legend and icon extraordinaire, one of the best in the business, Monty Hall. Let's Make a Deal. Yep. You know that incredible series. Wayne Brady's hosting it now on CBS. That's her mom and dad. And so she's actually paying homage to them and to her experiences in this beautiful tribute in a glorious way at 54 Below. Funny, moving, deeply personal as well. Looking back at her parents' lives following their passing, which was just weeks apart. Sprinkled in are anecdotes from her extraordinary theatrical career, and how uncanny twists of fate played a crucial role in both her life and that of her parents, too. She returns with her arranger and music director, Jeffrey Klitz, as well. He's backed by the Moontones, including guitar, banjo, autoharp, cello, percussion, piano, close harmony vocals. It's a revival for the spirit as well. Revered by Broadway audiences for an unforgettable and award-winning portrayal of the baker's wife in the original company of Into the Woods. New York has also embraced Joanna in Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, Nick and Nora, Sons of the Prophet, among many, many others, racking up all the major theater awards along the way. And this is to say nothing of her film and television work, which includes Boogie Nights, Crimes and Misdemeanors, The Wedding Planner, and a host of many other projects too. Really incredible work that she has done. She even wrote and directed this film as well, The Grotto. We'll talk a little bit about that. But the concert is coming up. I just want to give you the information for that right away. We have Joanna here for a short period of time, so we're going to chat with her right away. But again, some of the iconic things, of course, Friends. You know her from Friends, right? On NBC. She was in the episode, of course, the one where Rachel smokes is what they titled it. How about West Wing? And as I said, The Wedding Planner and Bet. Yes, with the incomparable Bette Midler, too, that series. These are just some of the incredible things that she's graced us with, her wit, wisdom, and presence. Of course, Crimes and Misdemeanors, Hannah and her sisters too. That is another fantastic one. As I mentioned, Into the Woods, a Broadway classic. And I remember this one too, and we miss McLean Stevenson so much. You remember Hello, Larry on NBC? Yep, she was on that as well. There she is with the wonderful McLean. And of course, Sex and the City. And this is just to name a few. She has been a part of the television, film, and stage landscape for a good long time. And again, her dad, the incomparable Monty Hall. We tip our hat to Monty as well. And thanks for joining us, gang. It is my pleasure to welcome her live and direct. We're actually almost neighbors in a way. We were just talking about that. It's kind of cool. We both know what it's like driving on I-95 during rush hour. Joanna Gleason is here. Right, or avoiding it during rush hour. Welcome, Joanna Gleason. It is truly a treat, an honor, and a pleasure to have you here on the Jim Master Show. Thank you.
Thank you. I was looking at this. I thought, I'm impressed. I've never put my entire career. I don't save clippings. I don't really have scrapbooks and all that kind of stuff. And you put it all together. And I went, geez, I've worked a lot.
You have and still do, and people love you, and it's easy to see why, because you're not only such an extraordinary talent, but you're, warm and affable, and you've got this fantastic wit about you as well. I have something here that's kind of special that I wanted to show, and maybe you can tell us a little bit about this moment when you were working with Stephen Sondheim, and look at that shot there, huh?
This could have been when we were recording the cast album for Into the Woods. If it isn't, then it was when we were in rehearsal in San Diego. We were out of town with Into the Woods. And you can see I have the baker's wife bangs there.
Yes.
There's the most amazing Chip Zion with us. Yeah, I love this picture.
What was it like when you had the opportunity to be in that production, Into the Woods? I mean, a glorious, beautiful production, and you, of course, extraordinary in it, as you are in everything. What was that experience like for you, Joanna?
It's very hard to come up with enough superlatives just to say that over a long career so far, and I've been working for 50 years, I have to say that Into the Woods was like nothing else.
Yeah.
Because of the creative team, James Lapine and Steve, and everybody in that cast. I mean, that cast really, we became such a unit of storytelling, the way that the creators wanted it told, and it's just stayed with me. I don't think I've ever had in the theater particularly, an experience quite that extraordinary.
Mm. And people still remember it fondly. And, as I mentioned, what's really incredible is the breadth and scope of your experience. You've touched upon the arts in just about every aspect. Do you juggle and do magic too, or?
Actually, tried to juggle, and I'm not successful at that. And there's no magic involved. I like to. I love write. I've been writing quite a bit, and I directed a short, and I just got to direct a feature film that I wrote. We shot it in LA last year, and we're in post-production now. I have loved doing musicals. I love doing my show. I've done 2 now shows that I've written with musicians, and in this case, I have 3 backup singers who are not backup singers. They're virtuosos who came together to become a backup group for me for this show. And fabulous musicians. I love guiding the narrative. That's what it is. I love when I get to actually tell the stories I want to tell, and that's where I am now in life, where I really want to do the jobs that forward a story that I can get behind, or that comes from me.
For the audience watching who are commenting, they're all saying hello and thanks, everybody. We'll show some of your comments throughout. Appreciate it. If you'd like to comment in our chat room, feel free. Growing up in Canada as you did, and then the family.
I was 6. We moved to the States.
6, and then you came to the States, right? And then ended up in New York with your parents, Marilyn and Monty. What was it like growing up, having a dad who was so beloved in not just the television industry, but in the industry as a whole. He was so charitable. Your parents were so giving and
Yeah.
charitable in so many beautiful ways. And I know you sprinkle some of this into the actual show, but it must have been kind of cool to see Dad on TV
Well,
when you were a kid.
I'll tell you the truth, Jim. We hardly, of course, we knew what he did and how well he did it, and it was quite, internationally known. But he never really brought it home.
That's
So
right.
he didn't, and it
Yeah.
wasn't about show business in the house. And the exciting thing was, Mom went back to UCLA in her 50s and got a master's degree, and Mom produced and won an Emmy for a TV show and a movie, and then Dad did his, I don't know, 200 charitable events a year in addition
Yeah.
to taping the show. He raised, they quantified it. He raised over $1 billion for various charities by being an MC or an auctioneer or just
Yeah.
in the keynote address. That's really what his life was all about. He started from nothing. He and Mom had nothing, like $300, and he made this big life. And so I don't talk about that as much in the show, except
Yeah.
talk about how I got to know them after they passed.
Yeah.
I didn't have to think of them as my parents, but as these two people,
Yeah.
very funny, very smart people, and then how it intertwined with my life. And there's a lot of stories from my life and some showbiz stories too that are pretty hilarious. But everything comes back to seeing them in a different way.
Yes, which is a beautiful thing, right? When you have an opportunity to look at it from a different angle, not necessarily the angle that we have seen it from, looking through the lens and a different perspective, but you were there. And I think that's absolutely spectacular. What were some of the early inspirations for you to want to go into the arts? Was it Mom and Dad and their contributions, or was it something that you knew early on as a child, Joanna? It was really spoke to your heart and soul.
My parents gave us the great gift of playing music in the house all the time. And when it was albums, when it was, 33 and a third actual vinyl. And they played Broadway shows a lot. And then when I was young, about 9 years old or 10, they took me and my brother, 2 years younger, us before my sister was born. They took us to see Broadway shows, musicals mostly. And I would sit there and I would think, I want to be up there. That's how it started.
That is fantastic. So the bug sort of bit you early on. You've been a part of so many iconic shows through the years too, as I mentioned, not just on stage but on television. I quickly mentioned, I sprinkled in, that of course to this day we still miss McLean Stevenson, and you had an opportunity to work with him in Hello, Larry. Tell us about that series I remember it well, on NBC.
I'll tell you one thing. Most of the pictures, the publicity pictures that you'll see
Yeah.
from that show are me standing behind people because I was about 8 months pregnant with my son.
Ah,
They're always hiding me behind a plant.
yeah.
Smiling.
It's amazing how they can do that, right?
You see, I'm behind everybody.
You,
It was something. It was the first series where I was a regular, and it came at a good time. I had just had a baby, and I had come back from New York, having done my first Broadway musical, and was kind of resettling in Los Angeles. So I was very lucky to get it, and
yeah.
some really, really lovely people.
Yeah, McLean, and it was a great cast, and it just it was funny. It had, it was very well written, and it was just funny. And folks remember you too from an appearance on Sex and the City. What was it like working with that gang?
Well, that was the movie, the first Sex and the
Yes.
City movie. I played a therapist.
Yeah.
And yes, I mean, look, it's also written by one of my dearest friends, Michael Patrick King, and I had worked with Cynthia Nixon very briefly because I covered 2 roles in The Real Thing on Broadway, and at one point went on as her mother one night.
Yeah.
Doing 2 Broadway shows at the same time. It's a kind of famous story about how she was running back between 2 shows at the same time. So, so I knew Cynthia. I had met Jessica when she was very, very young, years and years and years. I ended up doing a TV series in Toronto with Kim Cattrall for 2 seasons, Sensitive Skin. You know, so I always feel comfortable because if you're in this business long enough, you kind of have met everybody, you know, or
Yes.
you've worked with everybody, and so it becomes a campus.
It really does, doesn't it? You end up working with a lot of folks again and again, and it just becomes like a family in so many different ways. You know, another one here that, of course, people know and remember is Hannah and her sisters.
Oh
Tell us,
yes,
yes.
oh hi Lucy, my dog just came up. It's Lucy's down here. Uh,
Oh, your dogs. Oh, they love since we're
I know,
live. They love when that happens. It
this,
happens all the time.
this, is,
Ah, who
this
do we have there?
is Lucy. This is Lucy the dog. Um,
What kind of
Hannah,
dog and how old?
she's a black lab with a little something else in her that lets her sound like a hound baying at the moon at night. So we think there's some hound in there. She's 10. She's 10,
Wow.
10,
God
11.
bless her, huh?
Um,
Beautiful.
Hannah,
Walked in right on cue perfectly. I
her dog.
hope the dog isn't union.
She's not really-
We'll have to send a check out.
Hannah and Her Sisters was my first role, really, in a feature film. And the hair. Let's not talk about the hair.
But you're not hiding behind anybody.
Not hiding behind anybody. And there was, you know, there was Mia and Tony, and it was great. Very easy.
Yeah. And of course, another one, Crimes and Misdemeanors. They are with Woody Allen. Another classic, huh?
Yeah, 2 great films.
Yeah. The Wedding Planner. People are, what's happening is they're commenting. They're like, oh my God, that's right. She was in that, and she was in that, and she was in that.
I'm telling you,
Absolutely.
years of being around. So this is
Yeah.
inevitably you've seen something.
What was it like being in The Wedding Planner? That was a great one too.
The most fun was that I got to ride a horse, which I don't do, and they
Ah,
had me up on a horse and sort of singing on a horse. And the man, the wrangler, who was in charge of teaching me not to freak out on the horse, came up to me at one point and said, "Don't say stop when you want the horse to stop. He doesn't understand stop. It's whoa." And then you
right. Whoa, right.
stop. Horse is walking.
See?
Yeah.
And
Uh,
we only thought that Joey Lawrence came up with that on Blossom. Whoa. No,
yeah.
it has a meaning.
It has to be. And Jennifer Lopez was sweet as could be, as was Matthew McConaughey, and there was Charlie Kimbrough in the picture with me, and whom I ended up also. I think I worked with him on Murphy Brown when I did an episode once too.
That's right. Yes. Working with the incomparable Candace Bergen and yeah, the amazing. Absolutely. Some of the others who were just sprinkling in here because it's sparking all of this fabulous fanfare with the viewers. West Wing, too. Martin Sheen and the gang. And here's a great shot.
You know, that's the late John Spencer. And
Yes.
in my career, I've worked with some extraordinary actors, but John ranks up there, you know, with the very, very best.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That show, I tell you, was so well written and cast and shot and lit and all of it, wasn't it?
Everything.
It just was.
I miss it. You know?
Yeah, yeah. So do I, and the fans do. And was there ever talk of it coming back, or?
I really don't know. I wasn't part of the inner circle.
Yeah.
It was, you know, it was aspirational at a time.
Yes.
We wish that things worked like that.
Right.
And it was inspirational, and it's kind of a window in. But
Yeah.
you know, whether how accurate it was as to how things work, it's what we in many cases wanted it to be.
Exactly. And then there's Boogie Nights too. There's another classic, huh?
Yeah, I think I scared my son with this role.
Yeah. What was it like taking on that role? You know, sometimes you can, I've asked folks in my professional work and on this show as well, sometimes, you know, you get cast in a role, whether it's stage, film, TV, what have you, that can be extraordinarily intense. How do you, with your training and your expertise, know how to, I mean, obviously there's always elements of oneself in the role here, there, however you sprinkle it in gingerly. But at the same time, there is this intensity that you have to bring and all of the emotion that you have to bring and let rise to the surface. When you're doing that, how do you, like sometimes you hear actors and actresses, they'll say, gee, I can't separate myself. I'm so immersed in this role. I'm becoming this character. It's consuming me. How do you work to be able to keep Joanna, and that role?
Jim, I don't mean to sound cynical here, but you take your lunch to work in a brown paper bag, you do your job, you eat your lunch, you go home. You know, where we do it, you have great writing. I've been lucky enough to be part of things that are beautifully written, music by the best composers in the world, directors, the first class directors, radio, television, and movies. And frankly, they cast you because they see something in you and they know you can do it. And you use your imagination and your experience and your training, and you honor the script, and they'll tell you if, you know, I need more of this, I need less of this, whatever. You get directed and then you do it. And then the magic is you have to do it repeatedly in the theater. You have to do it 8 times a week, and you know, or 80 takes or whatever it takes to get it done. That's it. That's your job.
That's your
I don't
job.
take these roles. I don't take these roles home with me. I can
Right.
the exhaustion of having to have done that show on that particular night
Right.
8 times a week in the theater. You know, that's the exhaustion is real. But the role itself, it lives where it lives.
It lives where it lives. It's a beautiful way to say it, because then you can take on the next role with a fresh perspective, as opposed to still being clinging to the previous role.
You can have
That's
your, you know, you go home and you're not bringing Ophelia home with you. You know,
right. Exactly right. Do you have a preference? I mean, you're so great at all of it, but do you have a preference between stage, film, and television?
I like live theater,
Live theater,
but I
yeah.
like directing in film.
Yes. There's one that I'm not sure if this is the one you were referring to, and congratulations on the one that's going to be coming out, but you wrote and directed this,
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
Grotto. Tell us about this one, and congratulations on this.
Thank you so much. I can't tell you too much about it. It's in post-production right now, and there will be things revealed as we get closer to really talking about it. But it came. It was inspired by many things in my life, and it really is about a woman in her late 40s and life. Absolutely, she cannot find herself in her own life because she's always been something for somebody else, and then
Yeah.
everything is taken away: relationship, job, home, and she's left with is this failing kind of, you know, former this nightclub that's kind of half struggling along, and it's all a surprise to her and all a surprise to them, and then there's magic.
Mm. What was it like writing and directing it? Because I know that's something that has developed along the way for you. Did you enjoy that? And is it something you'd like to do more of, the behind the scenes?
Most certainly, it uses everything that you know. You know,
Yeah.
I made a short for first with this same production team. We shot a short in 2.5 days here in Connecticut a couple of years ago, and it's just been entered into festivals now. And when I got a taste of that, I said, you know, I have this feature I've been working on, and by twists of fate and leaps of faith, I talk about it all through my show. The investor for the feature film happens to live 2 miles down the road from me, and little things like that kept happening, and we got it done. And yes, I want to do it again.
That's sensational. I tell you, isn't it amazing how some of those things work out like that?
Totally, just if I hadn't, and I hadn't met this, and I hadn't said yes, and I had this, and I'd show up for coffee, and what do you know? It leads to I get to make a movie because there's 1,000 movies out there not being made. I
Yes.
was lucky trying to, you know, find the generosity and the willingness of somebody, and you know, right down the road.
I got to mention this too. Bet, working with Bette Miller and the team here. That was a cool one too, huh?
That the show had sure, of course, she's heaven, she's divine, but I don't think, and it had great writers.
Yeah.
She was not, I don't think, happy with what it takes to do that kind of show every week and a different story every week,
It's a grind, yeah.
kind of publicly not that happy with the process because she's so singular.
Yeah.
She's so, you know, I've been a fan for decades, but also particularly right after my mom died, we had
Yeah.
tickets to go see Hello Dolly.
Yeah.
And she killed me. She was so wonderful. It was
Yeah.
all joy, and it was all her doing the thing that she does the very, very best. And she kind of brought me back to that performance. Really kind of was a catharsis for me. So
Yeah.
she's heaven. And the show didn't last more than a season. It didn't
Yeah.
even finish out the season.
You also were in Friends
Mm-hmm.
and working with that gang. What was that like working with that gang?
Well, they were so solid and well oiled and famous by that
Yeah.
time that
Oh yeah.
you just come into this thing that's just smooth as silk, and it was great. Everybody was lovely.
You know what's great about you too is you just have this smooth ability whenever you're brought in, even if you're brought into something, and I've noticed this over the years, even if you're brought into something for, a one-off, like you're, a special guest or something, you somehow have this uncanny ability to make it your own in a way where you're like, wait a minute, I thought she was in the entire series. You just have a way of just coming in, and it's as if you've always been there.
Well, that's very sweet of you. It actually comes from doing a lot of choral work in high school, where if you have to sing your part, you have to sound like you belong to the whole. You know what I mean? And I like being part of an ensemble, of a company. I really do. Everybody gets to shine in a good show, and it
I
just
love
makes me feel like you can hear what Friends is, and of course the writing and the directing and the other performances. You can hear what Woody Allen wants. It's on the page, so you get
right.
cast because they know you can hear it.
They know you can hear it. Exactly right. Beautifully said. This show that's coming up, and again, congratulations, gang. She is so extraordinarily busy. She just got in from gardening at her Connecticut home and painting. Literally, she just got the paint off her hands seconds ago, just for us. And that's a class act. We appreciate that. Um, do things like that sort of center you? Like, I'm a green thumb, I'm a gardener too. Um, the gardening, the painting, they're all creative outlets, but they're not necessarily on stage, the limelight and the hecticness of it all. It's you doing your thing. Does that balance things out for you?
Well, it's everything. I mean, it's everything I ever looked for. And I've been married to Chris Sarandon now for 31 years. We've been together 31 years, and we have children. He had 3 and I had 1 when we met, and then we have 9 grandchildren. And I have to tell you that everything else it's the work and the joy of doing what we've been trained to do and what we love to do. But at the end of the day, it belongs to him and me.
Beautifully said. So you have this balance, which is not always easy to achieve in these industries that we're in, that demand much of our time, attention, and emotion. I want to mention, of course, this fantastic show that is coming up, and congratulations, Joanna. Tell us about what people can expect.
You can expect stories and a lot of great music, and a lot of how the music weaves through the night, and then some very big numbers. And it's emotional, it's very funny, and it's also, everybody's got parents, has had parents, has parents, and you all have the thing about the show is it's not about my mother and father as you know them,
Right.
not even by name. It's just about when you're able to look at your parents' lives, in this case after they passed, and kind of say, all right, how am I from them? How did I get here? Who were these people? And they were very funny and wonderful, and it's autobiographical, but it's really also, it's like a little, I don't know, what can I say? My own personal philosophy.
Your own personal, right? I'm sure very cathartic and emotional on many levels for you too, huh?
So for me it is, and generally in the audience, that's been the response too. And then they end up everybody after the show. We've done this show at 54 Below a couple of times over the last few years. We did it in LA for 2 nights, and we did it up here in Connecticut at this beautiful theater at Fairfield University. Everybody after the show says, I have a story about my dad, because it goes right to what they know to be their parents, what they remember about their parents. And so that's the great thing, is that people are going into their own memories.
So it's very connecting and very relatable for others. There's little nuances that they're picking up from it
Mhm.
that they make their own, which I think is that's ingenious to be able to have something like that. I
And
want
it's
to,
And it's funny, and there's a very funny Nick Noah story in there, which I won't give away.
Well, here's how you can get the tickets, folks. Right there, you see it on the screen. The name, before we go, because I know you have so much to do, Out of the Eclipse. Is it like you were experiencing an eclipse as everything was happening so swiftly for you?
Yeah, but more than that, and I start the show by saying this, there was a date in August of the year they died that was exactly between when Mom passed and when Dad passed. And it was really dark. And I had to go right through all through the dark, right back into the light.
Wow.
It was a solar eclipse right then that year.
It was an eclipse that was happening.
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible, huh? That's a message if I ever heard one. Why do you love this work so much? Obviously, there's things in your life, you've touched upon some of them, Joanna, that bring you such great blessing and joy. What are some of those things that continue to bring you great blessing and joy in your life to forge forward in the arts, creating all of this wonder and beauty for all of us to enjoy?
I think that, when I was little, Jim, somebody asked me, what do you want to be when you grow up? I don't know, maybe I was 11. And I said, I want to be able to speak to everybody on the planet in their own language. I thought, she wants to speak, 400 languages. And no, I wanted to be able to be relatable so that no matter what language I'm speaking, whether it's music or painting or directing or dancing or speaking, somebody who isn't in my life, who doesn't know the same things I know, will relate.
Beautifully said, my friend. That's so wonderful. And that's why we all love you, my friend. And somebody who pops in towards the latter part of the show, just wanted to say hello. Mr. George Burns is with us.
Oh, Mr. Burns. My dad knew you, Mr. George Burns.
He's here with his cigar. He's always so well attired.
A special shout out now to Christopher Corman because it's his birthday today.
It's his birthday. I know. Isn't that terrific?
Yeah.
And what a classy guy he is. Of course, son of Harvey Korman as well. Chris was a guest on our show. We love Chris. Happy birthday to you, Chris, from Jim Masters, all of us here, the wonderful Joanna Gleason. Joanna, thank you for joining us. I know you have so much going on. You've probably got a pie in the oven too.
I love baking.
Yeah. You are truly a delight. We, as I always say, will keep the porch light on for you. You're welcome back anytime. And I hope the show met whatever expectations you had and you enjoyed the time with me as much as I have with you.
Thank you so much.
You are very welcome, and break a leg and have a wonderful time with the show. And I'll continue to tell everybody about how they can get the tickets as well.
I'm going to hit leave studio, but if my dog presses her way back in here, then you'll have to interview her for another time.
Oh, that'll be fantastic.
Mr. Sarandon. Wait, you want to peek at Chris Sarandon? Here he is.
Hey, Chris, how are you? Welcome. Thank you. It's good to see you. Welcome to the show.
Doing that for me. All right.
Take care now. She's the best, isn't she? That is Joanna Gleason here on the Jim Masters Show live. And literally, she really did just get in from gardening and from painting. We were talking about the timing, when we were going to do the show. And we sort of timed it in between a couple of different things because she's pretty much in rehearsals for the upcoming show. It's coming up for those, again, now we archive all of our shows. So, if you're watching this episode where my special guest is the incomparable Joanna Gleason, and you're watching this 6 months from now, then the 54 Below show has already happened. You can just go to her website, joannagleason.com, to keep abreast of all the other wonderful things that she's doing. As she mentioned, she has a lot of projects that are in production. She's got a lot of theater productions, television work, this film. She's just extraordinary. So, but for those of you who are watching live, she is appearing on stage once again at the incomparable 54 Below. Feinstein's 54 Below. I've been there multiple times to root on actually lots of friends of mine who are performers and entertainers. And I've had the great blessing of being a master of ceremonies multiple times there, as well as Carnegie Hall and other places. But there is where you can go to get the tickets. It is again coming up the 30th and 31st. And there's also live streaming capabilities that are happening, which is really cool. That is something new that is happening. There you go, right there, gang. Joanna Gleason out of the Eclipse. It's going to be really fantastic. It's May 30th, 31st, 7 p.m. May 31st will be live streamed as well. And you can get your tickets and enjoy. Yes, I know many of you are saying, wait a minute, her dad, Monty Hall. Yeah. Now, I get a tickle out of that, being a television host myself and a radio host and a broadcaster all these years on local, regional, and network television. So when I think it's kind of cool. But of course, both her parents, Marilyn and Monty, extraordinary people themselves. And they did pass just weeks apart from each other. There was an eclipse. This is an extraordinary show that's coming up. And she weaves the tale a little bit in and out there. I won't give too much away. But as I mentioned, Boogie Nights, Friends, Bet. We just really pulled up only a few things that you might recognize. Of course, she has a prolific stage career, film career, The Wedding Planner, Crimes and Misdemeanors. There she is with Woody Allen, as we showed earlier. The classic Hannah and Her Sisters. I love this shot of Joanna too. Really, really terrific. She gave us some nuggets about Into the Woods, of course, Stephen Sondheim. She loved this photo that we pulled up, My Pleasure, and this one as well, as they're rehearsing Into the Woods, of course. Tony-winning actress, singer extraordinary, beautiful voice. If you've not heard her sing, she's extraordinary. Hello, Larry, the TV series on NBC with McLean Stevenson, Sex and the City, the movie. There she is again, doing what she loves doing on stage, the incomparable Joanna Gleason. And look for this coming up. Writing, directing, a lot of behind the scenes. I'm going to check in with some of our comments. We do want to say that it is Christopher Corman, our dear friend. Happy birthday to Christopher Corman. He was a guest on our show. If you did not see that episode of the Jim Masters Show live series, I invite you to check that episode out. Not only did we celebrate Chris, but we also celebrated his dad. His dad, the legendary, the iconic Harvey Korman from the Carol Burnett Show. Yes, you know, Harvey and Tim Conway and Vicki Lawrence and Lyle Wagner. And of course, their announcer, Ernie Anderson. One of the most iconic series of all time. One of my favorites, the Carol Burnett Show, which I believe is re-airing different elements now on MeTV. So Chris Corman, son of Harvey Korman, who is watching our show live right now. Thank you, Chris. Thanks for all of your love, your support. He's a big fan of the Jim Masters Show live series and what we're doing here. We do this like a television series. You know, there's a lot of podcasts and interviews and all kinds of things out there. But because I work in television, I like to do this like a television series, a television show. And that's what we do here. And we try to make it warm. We try to make it inviting. We're going to take a look at some of your comments right now, gang. And thanks for them. There are a bevy of comments that are here. And let's take a look at some of them right now. So Chris, yep, there you are, Chris. Finally, it's happening. Have a great show, Jim. He posted this earlier. Thank you, Chris. And happy birthday to you. Hi, Jim and Lovedies from Mary, who's watching in Florida. This is a very interactive show, kind of like Let's Make a Deal is, and all the game shows and talk shows. Chris also had posted, I cannot wait to hear my two favorite artists schmooze the day away. This is the best early birthday present ever. Thank you, Jim, for your friendship. Thank you, Chris, for yours. You're a class act and a good egg. Merlin watching in Canada. Good afternoon, Jim and Lovedies. Thank you very much, Merlin. As we take a look at some of these incredible comments and I show you a few more cool things, if you're enjoying this episode, don't forget to give it a like on our YouTube channel. There's a thumbs up there. Give it a like and leave a comment on the YouTube channel underneath this episode. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is the channel you're watching right now. Click that red button, subscribe. We would absolutely love that. We would absolutely love that. You know, we've been celebrating our 2-year anniversary here on the Jim Masters Show Live. I just want to show you, you know, the amazing Kreskin, that world-renowned mentalist extraordinaire and dear friend. he had these comments.
Rolling.
This is Kreskin. Of course, you know me as the amazing Kreskin. And I'd like to congratulate you, Jim Masters, on your 2-year anniversary of the Jim Masters Show. It is a wonderful program, and I was very happy to be a part of it when I was interviewed by you. My video with you got a lot of responses and brings me a great joy. Well done, Jim, and keep up the great work, as I know you will.
What an icon and dear friend, the amazing Kreskin, world-renowned mentalist. He used to have his own TV series in the 70s as well. Taking a look, Crystal is here. Pam is here. Nice to see you. Mary's here. And Juanita's here from South Africa. She loves when we do the earlier shows so she can watch live. She still tries to watch the shows at night, too. Matter of fact, just so you know, gang, we have 2 shows today. I should tell you about that. We've got another show that's coming up with an extraordinary guest going in the musical direction. And that guest is the incomparable Daryl Purpose. Now, if you're not familiar with him, he is a household name, but if you're not familiar with him, he's extraordinary. And he's going to share lots of great music with us. He's a famed fingerstyle guitarist, singer, and songwriter extraordinaire. He comes to us live at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific tonight here on the Jim Masters Show Live. He's going to be coming from the west coast of the United States. That's right, from the beautiful state of Oregon in the northwest corner. And he is extraordinary. He's renowned. He's worked with some of the biggest names in the industry himself. He's being one of them, and an incredible songwriter. And he's also in the Blackjack Hall of Fame. That's right. He's a blackjack extraordinaire. Also want to let you know tomorrow, Lucy Arnaz is with us, actress, singer, daughter of Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. For those of you who are watching live, check that episode out. She's a dear friend, and she's joining us tomorrow. We're so looking forward to that. And let's take a look at some more of the JMS Lovity comments coming in from the Lovity Squad, and then we are going to change gears. We are definitely going to make sure we eat. Sometimes we don't eat between shows, or sometimes we don't even get a chance to even eat till 10 o'clock at night. We're going to eat dinner this time before the next show. Let's take a look at some of the comments that we squeeze in here. Linda's watching. She goes, "Good afternoon, Mr. Lovity," and good afternoon, Lovities. Yes, Lovity is a word we use here at the Jim Masters Show Live series, because I always say that the show has a lot of light, love, and levity, and the viewers said, "Oh, right on, right on." That's what the show is all about. So we don't necessarily call these interviews. We call these conversations, and we bring you in. Thank you, Pam. You are the best. It's so beautiful to see you here, as always. And you guys are the best. We love you all. And wow. So her on stage in the 1980s. That's fantastic. And I love when you guys share some of your own stories, too, with us here on the show. Thank you, Anne. Good to see you there in Southern California. We love this. Take a look at some more of these comments. What I love is everybody says hello to each other as well. And you were saying hello to Sherry watching it in Kansas, saying hello. I love that. Juanita says hello. And Chris, I agree. Yeah. Joanna Gleason, John Spencer, more work together would have been wonderful, right? If he hadn't passed away. John Spencer, another incredible actor, legend in the industry. Welcome, Joanna, to the Lovity Squad show. I told her before, we always chat with the guests before we go live. And I told her about the whole Lovity thing. And it's amazing. We are almost practically neighbors, too, and didn't realize that. So we're going to be checking her out at some of her shows, too. Pam says, your mother's and your favorite show. And welcome to Lovity Hall. Yeah, she got a chance to see these while here, which is a beautiful thing. Amazing talent. Love all her work. Thank you, Chris, as well. And happy birthday. I know. Yeah, you're there in Maryland. I-95 is I-95. And she's always been a favorite. That's fantastic, Pam. Thanks for joining us, too. Congratulations on the film. Congratulations to Joanna on the film as well. And you were saying condolences for her father passing and her mother as well. Your late mother adored Monty Hall. Monty Hall, of course, one of the legends in television. For me, I've done some game show work and I've done shopping show work, news anchoring, news reporting, sports, weather, public affairs, entertainment, pretty much, and a lot of behind the scenes producing, and you do a lot of different things. And as Joanna Gleason clearly does and masters, and Monty Hall, one of those trendsetters in the industry, one of the groundbreakers in the broadcast industry from the point of view of being a television host, right up there, I tell you, and the Hall of Fame. And Lacey is here. Hey, Lacey, you were with us. You did that beautiful video for our 2-year anniversary show, which was beautiful. Nice to see you. Seems just like yesterday. And I hope your day is going well, my friend Lacey. We'll have you back on. You've been a wonderful guest of our show and friend of our show for a good long time. We love you as well. And used to have 33 1/3 records. Yes, the LPs. I still have a lot of them. I actually have we have a climate controlled storage bin where we save. I have a lot of my career work, my work on television and radio and some film stuff. We have it in a climate controlled storage bin, so it's protected from fire, flood, and anything else. But in that big climate controlled storage unit, we also have lots of reel-to-reel tapes, cassettes, CDs, albums, sealed LPs as well. So a lot of things that are there. So yeah, I still have my Pam. I still have the turntable, the Onkyo stereo system, the double cassette deck. The speakers that are this high that fill the house with great music. I love the sound of music that's wafting through the house. I know we always put these little things in our ears these days, but I really love music that bounces off the walls and fills the house or fills a studio or a concert hall. There's something very centering about music that fills a room. And I also love when music comes from behind me. When music, we've mentioned this with a couple of musicians and others who have been on the show in the music world, guests of our show. I love when music comes from behind and sort of sweeps over me, which is kind of a cool way to look at it. Sue is here. Good to see you, Sue. And Pam, thanks for all these great comments. Toby is here. Good to see Toby in California and Encino, rounding out the West Coast crew. She's one of our JMS Lovities. Crystal, thank you as well. And again, this episode is archived on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Thank you for the anniversary greetings. Yeah, our 2 years and over almost just under 700 shows we have done. You can definitely binge watch. If you missed our epic anniversary show, which we did this weekend, check it out. It was terrific. We had surprise guests. We had all kinds of tribute videos and much, much more. Sherry Larson, thank you for your great comments. And 54 Below. We'll show you again before we wrap. We'll show you again the upcoming show and how you can get the tickets and things of that nature as well. Yes, George Burns always makes an appearance towards the latter part of the show. Everybody wishing my buddy Chris Corman a birthday greeting and happy birthday as well. Thank you for being here, Ms. Gleason. Some people think that she's related to Jackie Gleason. No relation to Jackie, another prolific, fantastic actor, and so much more. Good stuff, gang. Hoping we don't, there's hundreds of them here, so I don't want to miss anything, but just appreciate all the enthusiasm. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this, share this episode. You can share the actual episode, go to our YouTube channel, hit the share button and share it on your social media and everywhere else so other people can see this fantastic episode that we had together with the incomparable Joanna Gleason. And so many more guests coming up. We're working hard behind the scenes here. We love what we do. Thank you, Crystal. Uplifting. Hiya from Philly. Hey, Shannon, good to see you watching in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. the city of brotherly love, the city of those great cheesesteaks, the Phillies, and action news on Channel 6. Dun 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 dun. Can you tell I'm a TV guy? Crystal says, Jim, you mentioned yesterday that green was your favorite color, so I gave you a green lovely heart, and there it is. Thank you very much. Green is my favorite color, and that shade of green, that looks like a nice Kelly green. Love it. Thumbs up from the host and producer. Thank you very much, Crystal. I love that. And Sue sends a heart. I love that. Shannon sends a smile. I love that. Coming in from Philadelphia. And everybody's saying hello to each other as well. This is like an afternoon coffee chat too, isn't it? As much as it is a show where we have phenomenal guests, we go the extra mile and we converse with you as well. We try not to leave you out. If you enjoyed this episode and you want to do a super sticker, super emoji, super chat, you can do that in the live chat. If you ever miss the opportunity to do that, you can click the heart icon, which is super thanks, the heart icon. And that is terrific because the heart icon allows you to help support our show when we're on. And even if you're just watching and we're not live, you can do that as well. Many of you have done that. Jane watching in Sweden. Thank you, Jane, for joining us. Good to see you as well. And everybody. Jen says, fun show today. Looking forward to tonight's show as well. Sue tuning in from the Bronx. Yes, the Bronx, New York is in the house. Good to see you, Sue, as well. We love John Spencer. I agree, Pam. John was terrific. I know so many. We could do a whole show just celebrating him. No late spaghetti and meatballs for us. We enjoyed the spaghetti and meatballs the other night, late night. We're going to eat now for sure. Thank you, Sherry. We'll see you on the next episode, which is coming up at 7 Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Hope you'll join us. If this is your first time joining us on the Jim Masters Show Live series, we welcome you. This is a warm and fun place, nothing too heavy, though we do have some deep, poignant conversations with our guests and with all of you as well. We take the show in many different directions, and every show is something unique, special, and different. And it all plays off of my professional work in TV and radio, and I'm so glad that you guys make us a part of your life because you are a part of ours here at the Jim Masters Show. And we thank you so very much for all of the support, the love, the Instagram messages, the tweets. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Jim Masters TV. That's Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Jim Masters TV. And if you want to know more about our lovely cruise to Bermuda, we're going on a cruise to Bermuda. You can shoot us an email to jimmasterstv@gmail.com. That's jimmasterstv@gmail.com. Tell you more about our fabulous cruise to Bermuda, leaving New York. Tried to make it easy for everybody because our viewers have been asking for a lovely cruise to bring everybody together. So we put that together for all of you. And again, you can find me on social media and everything else. Kathleen in New York City. Thank you very much, Kathleen. And also for your text, Kathleen, I appreciate that as well. And I responded. That was so nice. Yes, you can comment in the archives. So if you watch an episode of our series and you don't get a chance to do the live chat comment, you can comment in the archives as well. And we welcome you to do that. You're very welcome, Pam. It's so wonderful to have you here. Lots of green hearts coming in from Kathleen. And that looks like, is that cakes? I wish those were real. Coming in from Crystal. I think that's for the anniversary, right? Our anniversary of the Jim Masters Show Live series. Wow, this is so great. Again, Christopher Corman birthday. Thank you very much, Chris. Chris is the best. Happy birthday to Christopher Corman, son of Harvey Corman, but also Chris is just a great guy himself. We wish you the best. Really, really cool. I hope you have a spectacular day, Chris. And I hope you all have a great day. Oh, coffee. That's coffee. Oh, I need to put readers on so I can see that. Coffee. Nice cups of coffee. Yes. Oh, you are a mind reader. Look what we have here. We got a cup of coffee. So I toast you. I've only had one cup today. I haven't had three. Some days I could use three. So I toast you and you and you and all of the fine folks who are watching with a nice cup of coffee. That's perfect. That was perfect that you put the coffee icon in there. I posted coffee because you mentioned this was a coffee break. You are quick. You are fast. You are fast. I love that, Crystal. That's terrific. She is on it. Crystal is spot on. She listens intently and she reacts accordingly, and we love that. All right, gang, we're going to wrap up. We got a bite to eat soon, and we love you all. We thank you very much for joining us here on this episode. Once again, we thank an icon in the industry. I know sometimes I use that word a lot, but I mean it when I say it, when I refer to people. The incomparable Joanna Gleason joining us here on the Jim Masters Show Live for an extraordinary conversation. Tony Award-winning actress and singer. We love her. You've seen her in so many incredible shows and productions, and much, much more of her to come. Even her husband and her dog made an appearance. Now that is cool. Coming up at 54 Below in New York City, for those who are watching live right now, Out of the Eclipse, an extraordinary show that she's going to put on. And there is where you can go, 54below.com, to get your tickets. Absolutely. Joanna came to us live from her beautiful Connecticut home, and it was really, truly a treat. First time watching, we welcome you here at the Jim Masters Show Live. Come back and see us. Check out some of the other episodes, almost 700 shows we have all stored up just for you. And you, and you, and you, and you. And again, if this was your first time joining us here on the show, we thank you. And if this is your, 700th time almost joining us, you've been with us since the beginning, we thank you for your loyalty as well, and for your viewership and your friendship. And Pam loves guitars. Yes, fingerstyle guitar tonight. It's going to be amazing. And Lucy, yes, coming up on Wednesday. Yes, that's tomorrow already. I can't believe this week is going by real fast. Later, Lovities, you got it. Crystal, you're a Lovity too. Everybody's a Lovity. I'm a Lovity. You're a Lovity. How can we tie that Dr. Pepper commercial? Remember that commercial into, when you see me looking this way, I'm looking at all these great comments. How do we tie the Dr. Pepper theme into I'm a Lovity, you're a Lovity. Don't you want to be a Lovity too? All right. Gang, you're the best. We have the best audience, wonderful viewers from around the world who join us live and who join us Memorex. If you don't know what I mean when I say Memorex, they used to be the Memorex cassette tapes, and they used to do a commercial on TV where somebody would be singing or something would be playing live, and you'd have to figure out, is it the person doing it live, or is it coming from the cassette tape, the Memorex cassette tape? When it would come from the Memorex cassette tape, the glass would always smash because it was so crystal clear, and people can't tell the difference between the cassette tape or something live. So that's why we say Memorex. Thanks for joining us on the Jim Masters Show, entertainment, lifestyle, variety talk show series. On this episode, this is a double Lovity Day, gang, which means there's 2 episodes coming up. Another one coming up in just about 2 hours. You remember the Memorex, I know, the glass that would shatter because the Memorex cassette tape sounded just as good as the real live thing. We thank the incomparable, the one and only, and I know I've said it several times, Joanna Gleason. We'll have her back. She's extraordinary. She's wonderful, and we thank her. She's very busy right now, so we truly thank her for her time and being a part. She's now a Lovity. I told her that. She's a Lovity now here on the Jim Masters Show Live. All right, gang. Thanks for being with us. We appreciate all of you. Nice little chat we like to do afterwards with all of you, and bringing you into the to the mix. Ella Fitzgerald was in that, right? Yes. David Naughton did the Dr. Pepper commercials. I'm a pepper, you're a pepper. Ella Fitzgerald in the Memorex. You are good. You're a trivia buff like me, Pam. You're a trivia buff. I love that. I love trivia. All right. We shall see you soon. Okay. Thanks for being with us in this episode. And again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We would love that. And we love you all. Jim Masters, thanking you for your time this time. Till next time, we're back again at 7 p.m. for those who are watching live with our next guest, Daryl Purpose. He's extraordinary, famed fingerstyle guitarist, singer-songwriter. And tomorrow, Lucy Hernandez joins us as well. And lots more Lovity coming your way on the Jim Masters Show Live. This was a great, great episode. And with you being with us, they're even better. I can't say enough. Can't send out enough levity to all of you for being with us. So I just say thank you very much. We don't say goodbye. As you know, we don't say goodbye. We say see you later. Ciao, cheers, shalom, slancha, hasta la vista, avidazain, sayonara. But we don't necessarily say goodbye. We just say see you later. Yes, you are. You're a great trivia buff. Absolutely. And a purple heart. I got a purple heart coming in from Juanita in South Africa. Thank you very much, Juanita. And thanks to all of you. We'll see you on the next episode. I'll be waiting here for you to have more fun, entertainment, inspiration, enlightenment, and whatever else we can judge up here for you on the Jim Masters Show Live. Be well. Take care. Have a great day. And again, if you're not watching live, you're watching this in the archives, don't move an inch. Check out one of the episodes coming up next of the Jim Masters Show here on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Take care. Love one another. Be good to one another. We'll see you soon. And cheers.